What's going on, guys? I'm trying something a little different today. I am using a tiny mic. I'm going to compare the audio between this tiny mic that I got off the TikTok shop and the built-in one in my camera and decide whether or not I like this little mic. I've been having my eye on a new handheld mic, which is just so ridiculous because I have so many different mics ranging in so many different prices, but there is always something bigger and better and cooler that I'm desiring. So I'm doing the responsible thing today. Instead of checking out my Amazon cart with the new mic I want, I decided to actually use this tiny mic. Let's get into it though. Welcome back to my channel, She Really Had a Baby, where the she is me, JessicaRose, and I am super excited. I want YouTube to know me better. I want you guys to really know who I am. Like, yes, I'm a mom. Yes, I'm now a wife. Crazy that I'm somebody's wife. And I rap and I'm funny and all of these things. Yes, 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 yes. She Really Had a Baby is my personal brand. So I want to start getting personal. Not that personal, but yeah. I thought today would be awesome just starting off with a list of things that I really like right now. So I made a list of a couple of my current favorite things and yeah, let's chat about it. If you've watched some of my other videos, which you probably haven't because they're all terribly flopping, but it's okay. You're here now and we're tapping in. But I've been talking about how I decided to stop scrolling the internet, and I have a very specific list of creators that I've curated that I intentionally go on to watch their content. And there is one tech creator on TikTok who's on my list. Her name is Aaliyah Simone, and she makes content about gadgets and tech gear for creating content. But one of the things was constantly standing out to me was how juicy her lips were looking. No homo. Like, genuinely, I was just seeing her lips and I was like, I want my lips to be popping like that. I asked her in her comments, like, what are you using on your lips? And she was a girl's girl and she told me. And she uses the Topicals lip gloss and the NYX Professional Liner in the color Sassy. So I immediately went on Amazon and purchased and copped both of those things, and they have been my go-to lip gloss. I am not a makeup girly, right? Like, if I'm really going somewhere, I do have some makeup that is usually some kind of expired, which I would like to get more into, but I definitely do love a good glossy lip, but I liked how there was a pop of color to it. Next up on the list is matcha. I am such a coffee girl. I love an iced coffee. I love a hot coffee. I have an espresso machine, love an espresso pod, but I was getting caught up in a cycle of consuming content on TikTok about people reviewing different matchas, and I started messing around with it. I got some ceremonial grade matchas, and I also even tried a powdered bag matcha from Whole Foods, and I don't recommend. Like, I really tried to do matcha the cheaper way, and it does taste very differently, which I was a little bit surprised about because there was a cashier inside of Whole Foods when I went to go get it, when I was looking originally for ceremonial grade. This is why I ended up trying it, because he was basically saying that ceremonial grade matcha is a scam and it's all rooted in capitalism, and that the bagged powder one tastes the same. And I just want to take the time to say that it is absolutely not the same. I tried it. It was disgusting. The matcha in the bag from the Whole 360 brand, like, nothing in comparison to the ceremonial grade matcha. I've really been enjoying just the entire experience in the process of soaking the whisk in hot water, boiling my water to make sure that it gets to 180 degrees, sifting the matcha powder, whisking it, putting it together, and it is a little bit of a better caffeine for me because I do tend to get very, 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 very anxious on coffee, especially if it's coffee that I have out, like iced coffee. It really just amps me up every time. So I like that the caffeine that I'm getting from matcha is a little bit lighter. And originally I thought that it was better because, if you can not tell already by this lisp that has not always existed, I do wear clear aligners right now because I am in the process of straightening out my bottom row of teeth, and it's caused a little bit of a lisp that I'm a little bit insecure about, especially when it comes to shooting content. When you have clear aligners, it's basically like your teeth are just suffocated in this little thing. And I feel like when you're drinking coffee, it exasperates the staining of your teeth. I originally was like, oh, matcha is gonna be great for this because it's not gonna stain my teeth. And then I saw something that matcha also will stain your teeth. So it's basically just like, you can never win. You know, you can never win. My lip gloss is gonna be popping and I'm gonna be drinking my matcha and staining my teeth. Moving on to the next thing on the list is the Legendborn series by Tracy Dion. You guys, I am a reader through and through. If you do not know this, I am someone that was reading Harry Potter books in the 3rd grade. And this is especially interesting if you are someone that enjoys Harry Potter, because these days it's a little harder to support the fandom with J.K. Rowling just being controversial in ways that she shouldn't be controversial. So it's a little bit harder to support her these days, especially as a queer person. A Black young girl, Bree, who's the protagonist of the story, and it is everything from romance to love to grief and magic and adventure. It is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It's so good. There's 3 books currently in the series. The first one is Legendborn, the second one is Bloodmarked, and the third one is Oathbound. So I literally just finished Oathbound like last week, but I started and finished Legendborn in August. I'm a little late to the party. I believe Legendborn book 1 came out in like 2020. But the 3rd book, Oathbound, came out in 2025, I think. Don't quote me on that. It is such a good read. Book 1, I left book 1 feeling shocked and thrown off, and I feel like that is something that is impressive for books and shows these days. To not be able to guess the ending, I feel like especially as a creative and a storyteller of sorts myself, I can oftentimes guess the endings of things or feel like stuff is predictable. I was blown away by the ending of Legendborn book 1. Book 2, I was in my feelings. I officially had attachments to the characters in ways that left me sobbing. I was sobbing at the end of book 2. And then book 3, honest feedback, I felt like it was a little bit longer than it needed to be. Don't come for me, it was a little bit longer than it needed to be, but it was still very, very good and got me excited for what's to come for book 4. So the Legendborn, I believe they call it the Legendborn cycle. So the Legendborn cycle is definitely one of my favorite things right now. Next up on the list is my Aura ring, which I always have on. I have been eyeing the Aura ring for a little bit of time and then decided to get it for myself and my spouse, Jay, because we realized that it took FSA. Essentially it was covered by healthcare. Don't get me caught up in how FSA and HSA and all that works, but basically we were able to use funds that already existed on a card to pay for both my Aura ring and Jay's. And I feel like my review of the Aura ring finally counts because I've had it for a little over 3 going on 4 months now, and it stays on my finger. I feel like the charge lasts relatively long. I maybe charge it once every couple of days, if once every week, and it charges extremely quickly. I had heard a lot of feedback about the battery life not being amazing for some people, and I don't know if I'll just see that over an extended period of time, but like I said, I'm kind of just breaking into the 4 months territory. Another complaint that I saw people talking about with the Aura ring is that it gets banged up. I will say I've kept mine in pretty good shape. I ordered this thing called the O sleeve off of Amazon that I normally wear around it as a protective cover. The longer that I've had it, the less that I wear the protective gear for it. It makes it a little bit clunky, but unless I'm going out and prefer the look of like a super sleek, you know what I mean, gold ring, I'll have the Aura ring on, especially for places like the gym. I love that it tracks my steps. It informs me of like my readiness for the day. It's basically like biohacking. It gives me permission to rest on the days I'm not feeling great. It helps me track my cycle. It helps me predict my period and when I'm gonna get sick because of elevated temperature. It just overall feels like a really great way to track my health in a way that is simple and doesn't feel as annoying as wearing my Apple Watch constantly was. I will say that if you're doing more of an intense workout that isn't just walking, I think that a device like an Apple Watch will track that workout more effectively. But as long as I'm just going for a walk, I think that the Aura ring does a really good job at tracking that. A lot of people have a problem with the amount of data that it tracks and reports, and I am not like a conspiracy theory. And I'm not even gonna do it like that, because I don't think it's necessarily conspiracy theory, but it's just like at the end of the day, we're already participating in so many things. Like if you're on social media, if you're using a phone, if you have Alexa, if you're ordering off of Amazon, literally, if you're participating in any kind of technology, baby, they got your information. They got my information. So if I can also have my information in a way that helps me live more mindfully and take better care of myself, like, go ahead. I don't care if they know when my period is about to come. I don't care if they know how many steps I'm taking in a day. You know what I'm saying? If they want the information to more effectively market things to me, that's fine by me, because I would rather have things marketed to me that I actually want and need anyway. Is it a little predatory? Yes, but whatever. I think it was a great investment and I love it. One of my only complaints is that I bought it right after the green one dropped. And I do love gold because I feel like gold is definitely my jewelry vibe, but green is my favorite color. And if I could have got one that was green, I probably would have picked green over gold. But that one came out after this one. I guess this one is like more fancy. This one is cooler, I guess. The last thing on the list is surprisingly my Trackpad. I recently got myself a new desktop computer from Apple. Of course, it was green. If you take away anything from this video, let it be that my favorite color is green. I didn't think that I was going to like the Trackpad as much as I did. I've been doing a lot of data collection for my digital products and marketing, and swiping in between screens when I'm inputting data. The work that I do as a creative and entrepreneur on the computer is so much more easeful with the Trackpad. I'm not even minding editing with the Trackpad so much. My only complaint, I do still occasionally use the mouse if I have to drag something and I want to be really, really precise about it, but I am enjoying using the Trackpad a lot more than I thought I would be. It's really cool. It's definitely enhanced my productivity when it comes to, like I said, some of the more clerical things that come with this job. Even when I would use my MacBook, the trackpad that was in the middle, I was always so annoyed with it. I would get my own mouse and Bluetooth attach it to the computer because I just felt like I needed to physically be holding and clicking something, but I have been loving the trackpad and it's one of my favorite things lately. So I have a question for you now. Do you feel like you know me? Do you feel like we got personal? Was it personal enough? If it wasn't personal enough, let me know in the comments how much more personal you want to get. I don't think that came out correctly. Just feel free to ask me anything that you want to know. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comments. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. If it's your first time watching, I'm trying to revive this YouTube channel. Maybe that's what the next video will be about. Me trying to revive this very, very, very dead channel. I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna have fun doing it, god damn it. It was lovely hanging out with you guys. If you want to see content more frequently from me, make sure that you check me out on TikTok and Instagram or Facebook at This Is JessicaRose. See you guys next time. For anyone that cares, the mic literally stopped recording in the middle, so I feel like I'm justified in buying a new fucking mic.